Your temperament determines your destiny. In modern life, every one of us has either witnessed or personally experienced moments where emotion overpowers reason. There's an undeniable truth about this. Our temperament significantly shapes the course of our lives. As Benjamin Franklin once said, anyone who can control their anger will avoid much regret. Why would he say something like that? It's precisely because he recognized that uncontrolled emotions can lead to irreparable mistakes. Your inner state and temperament shape your life. Ancient Eastern philosophy indicates that our lives and circumstances are deeply influenced by our state of mind and temperament. When our soul is restless or uneasy, it easily gives rise to negative emotions such as anger, fear, or worry. If we don't learn how to recognize and control these emotions, they can overwhelm reason, leading to impulsive actions and mistakes, causing countless troubles and suffering in life. Mastering emotions is not just a soft skill, it's a fundamental foundation for you to live a meaningful and complete life the way you desire. Let's reflect on the following story. A young man named Michael was unfortunately born into a poor family and wasn't as bright or quick-witted as others. His life was quite difficult until one day a big storm caused his house wall to collapse. While repairing the wall, Michael discovered an old metal box filled with valuable gold coins from the Civil War era. In just one night, he became rich. However, this sudden wealth did not bring Michael confidence. He still felt insecure about his lack of knowledge and decided to seek out a sage living in seclusion in the area, a person deeply respected for his wisdom, to ask for advice. The sage told him, "You have money, others have wisdom. Use your money to exchange for wisdom from them." Michael followed the advice and sought out a learned scholar in the city, expressing his desire to buy knowledge. This scholar set an exorbitant price. One saying cost 1,000 gold coins. Michael accepted. The simple yet profound advice was, when faced with a difficult situation or anger, do not react immediately. Take 3 steps back, then 3 steps forward. Repeat the process 3 times. Wisdom will reveal itself. Michael was half in doubt, fearing he had been cheated, but he still decided to follow it. That night, returning home in the dark, Michael saw a man lying on the bed with his wife. His rage flared up. He grabbed something sharp, intending to attack. Suddenly, the scholar's advice came to his mind. Trembling with anger, he tried to carry it out. 3 steps back, 3 steps forward. Repeat. The person lying on the bed woke up startled and said, "My child, why are you standing here in the middle of the night?" Michael was struck silent when he realized it was his mother. In that moment, he realized with horror that the priceless advice had saved him from the most terrible tragedy. This story clearly demonstrates the ability to control anger and reflect before acting is the most valuable kind of wisdom, possessing the power to completely change the trajectory of your life. Emotions are real, but they are only temporary. Don't let them control you. In our daily lives, we constantly face situations that can stir up emotions. Tension with colleagues or your boss, disagreements with family members, or disappointment in friendships. These moments can cause our emotions to surge powerfully. However, it's crucial to remember, no matter how intense those emotions feel at the moment, whether it's anger, disappointment, or frustration, they are merely temporary states. Like a storm, it will come, rage, but eventually dissipate. The problem lies in the fact that we often allow these temporary emotional storms to dictate our actions and words. When dominated by emotions, we tend to react impulsively, without thinking, saying hurtful things or acting in ways we will later regret. This is precisely when emotions become a dangerous temptation, an easy trap to fall into. Without control, we can be swallowed by emotions, leading to misguided decisions and causing lasting negative consequences. True strength doesn't lie in never feeling angry or disappointed, but in the ability to master your reactions to those emotions. That is the capability of self-control, the ability to pause, breathe deeply, and choose to behave calmly and thoughtfully, instead of merely reacting instinctively. Ancient philosophy taught that one who masters oneself is greater than one who conquers a city. The ability to control your temperament, especially anger, not only helps you avoid harmful mistakes, but also protects your inner peace and the relationships around you. When you learn how to restrain impulsive negative reactions, you will find things become easier. Calmness allows wisdom and reason to lead the way, instead of letting hot-headed emotions push you into trouble. This is particularly true when facing disagreements or challenges. Instead of adding fuel to the fire with anger, you can find more effective solutions. The ability to manage emotions well is a priceless asset, helping you navigate life wisely and build a better future for yourself. Your temperament is a barometer for your luck and health. There's a clear inverse correlation between negative temperament, such as hot-headedness, impatience, and positive aspects in life like wisdom, health, and good fortune. In other words, the more easily someone gets angry, the more impatient they are. The harder it is for their thoughts to be clear, their health tends to be poorer, and their luck also seems thinner. Conversely, a person with a calm, gentle demeanor often has a greater ability to think things through clearly, maintains better health, and seems to attract more opportunities and good things into their lives. Imagine a bad temperament and good fortune as two opposing forces. When you let anger or frustration overwhelm you, you are creating a flow of negative energy that seems to push away positive things, opportunities, and even people who could support you. Conversely, when you learn to master your emotions and maintain a calm attitude, you open the door for good things to come to you. This is precisely why controlling one's temperament is seen as a form of true capability or skill. It is self-mastery far more valuable than innate talent or intelligence. The story of Thomas is a classic example. In his youth, Thomas was a very capable and ambitious person, but his temperament was very poor. He easily became angry and argued over small things, which made it difficult for him to build and maintain good relationships. As a result, Thomas's career faced many obstacles. He had to confront failure and felt lonely. After a challenging period, Thomas realized that the root of the problem wasn't in his circumstances or others, but in his own lack of temper control. He began to make an effort to change. When Thomas returned to his career path, he was a completely different person. He became more patient, knew how to listen, showed humility and understanding towards everyone. This inner transformation changed how others perceived and interacted with him. Thomas began to build trust and respect. Gradually, his career advanced remarkably, achieving the success and positions he had previously only dreamed of but couldn't reach. Thomas's story clearly shows that mastering one's temperament is not just about personal moral improvement, but a key factor in unlocking potential and attracting good fortune, leading to a more successful and fulfilling life. Mastering anger is true strength and the foundation for a happy family. There's a form of strength that surpasses even the achievement of great external goals. It's the ability to control your own anger. As the ancients once said, one who masters their anger is stronger than one who conquers a city. This implies that even if you are not extraordinary or perfect, learning to stay calm and think clearly during moments when emotions easily flare up is enough for you to build a smoother and more stable life. Anger is like a toxic fire. When it flares up, it only causes harm to both yourself and those around you, bringing no benefit whatsoever. The power of a gentle temperament is even more clearly demonstrated and brings the greatest blessings. Just think, having a life partner with a calm temperament who knows how to control their emotions and resolve issues gently is a priceless gift. When the pillars of the family live in harmony, know how to restrain anger, and treat each other with respect, the atmosphere in the home will be peaceful and happy. This creates a solid foundation for shared prosperity. A harmonious home is the source of all good things. For children, the good temperament of parents is the most important form of education. Children absorb ways of reacting to the world from those who care for them. A mother who maintains emotional stability will help her children learn to regulate their own emotions in a healthy way. A father who shows calmness and patience, not using anger to solve problems, will give his children a sense of safety and trust. These examples, though subtle, nurture young souls, helping them grow into balanced, kind individuals capable of facing life's ups and downs. In summary, mastering anger is not just a personal responsibility, but also the building of a solid foundation for a happy family life and raising the next generation in the best way. A bad temper is a contagious poison, destroying your family's happiness. See a bad temper as a kind of poison in relationships. Sadly, the first and most frequent people affected are precisely our dearest loved ones, our family. We tend to feel safe venting the frustration, disappointment, or anger accumulated from the outside world onto those closest to us, something we'd hardly do with colleagues, casual friends, or even strangers. The contagious effect of negative temperament can be illustrated through a common scenario, sometimes called the kicking the dog syndrome. A father has a terrible day and is heavily criticized by his boss at work. Coming home, he takes out that frustration on his child who is playing. The child feels angry and resentful, so they kick the cat nearby. The frightened cat darts into the street and causes a minor traffic accident, affecting someone else. This story shows how the anger of one person in this position can create a chain of negative reactions, causing widespread harm, starting with the very people in their own family. In a family where someone has a bad temper, the atmosphere is often tense and oppressive. Peace is very difficult to maintain. Other family members tend to react in two main ways. One, they get caught up in the cycle of anger themselves, leading to constant arguments and conflicts. Two, they become afraid, anxious, timid, and try their best to avoid provoking the person, living in apprehension and lacking the freedom to express their true feelings. Look at the story of the three sisters Sarah, Emily, and Jessica to see the difference. Sarah and Jessica both had kind, gentle dispositions. They married partners with similar temperaments.
Their family lives were full of harmony and love. Their children grew up healthy, confident, successful, and had good relationships with their parents. Sarah and Jessica themselves also maintained a youthful appearance and optimistic spirit. In contrast, Emily married a man with an extremely bad temper. He often yelled at and treated their son roughly from a young age. As a consequence, the son grew up timid, lacking decisiveness, faced many difficulties in life, and was almost estranged from his father. Relationships within the family were always tense. Emily worried day and night and seemed to age because of these burdens. Sadly, the husband even justified his behavior with selfishness, claiming he had the right to vent his anger on his child. This lack of control and selfish attitude dragged Emily's entire family into a spiral of conflict and lasting unhappiness. This story is a strong reminder. A bad temper not only affects oneself, but also has the power to destroy the peace and happiness of an entire family. It creates a toxic environment, negatively impacting the development of children and shattering the most important relationships. Building a good temperament is essential to protect and nurture one's home. A good temperament is an asset that paves the way for a fulfilling life. Cultivating a gentle and positive temperament is one of the most valuable assets you can possess. When you don't allow impatience or frustration to lead to unnecessary conflict, your life's path naturally becomes much smoother and wider. Fewer conflicts with others not only help you avoid unnecessary stress, but also create favorable conditions for building and maintaining healthy and positive relationships. The ability to get along well with people, whether at work, among friends, or in the community, will open many doors to opportunities and support, significantly contributing to creating a rich and fulfilling life. Cultivating a good temperament is not just about learning to behave gently towards the outside world. It's also a process of understanding and accepting yourself. It's about recognizing your own emotions, even negative ones, but not letting them completely control your reason and actions. This is an important form of self-control and tolerance towards your temporary shortcomings. Conversely, if you lack the ability to control your emotions, letting them flare up freely without direction, you will become a slave to those very emotional reactions. When you are mastered by emotions, it is very difficult for you to master your own life. You easily make hasty, mistaken decisions, causing harm to yourself and important relationships, while also missing valuable opportunities. Therefore, developing a calm and positive temperament is not merely a good virtue, but a solid foundation for long-term success and happiness. It helps you attract good things, build a positive living environment, and walk your path with confidence. Your temperament is a force that repels or attracts luck. There is a profound and direct truth about life. Your emotional state and temperament strongly influence your luck and what you attract into your life. When impatience, frustration, or a negative attitude arises, it's like you are actively creating a repelling force, pushing away opportunities and good things. People with bad tempers are often unpleasant, easily angered, and lack thoughtfulness, making those around them feel uncomfortable and want to keep their distance. This not only damages personal relationships, but also closes many potential doors in work and life. Figuratively speaking, a bad temperament can be seen as the root of unnecessary troubles and misfortunes that we bring upon ourselves. Impulsive decisions and thoughtless words spoken in anger often lead to negative consequences. Conversely, a calm, gentle, and positive mindset acts like a powerful magnet, attracting good things. When you approach life and people with calmness, understanding, and tolerance, you create a positive energy field around you. This makes you approachable, trustworthy, and attracts help, good relationships, and unexpected opportunities. Luck is not merely blind chance. It is often a direct result of how we interact with the world, and that interaction is shaped by our temperament. If you don't learn to control and manage your temperament, you are unintentionally hindering your path to success and happiness, pushing away the blessings that could otherwise come to you. The worst consequences of a bad temperament, ultimately, are self-inflicted. Only when you master your inner state, cultivating calmness and positivity, do you truly open the door for luck to smile upon you and for genuinely good things to knock on your life's door. That is the way to take control of your own destiny.
Negative emotions are toxins to physical health. Increasingly, modern scientific research confirms an important truth. Our emotional state has a direct and powerful impact on physical health, not merely being a psychological matter. Negative emotions accumulated over time, such as prolonged stress, anxiety, unyielding disappointment, or unhealed emotional wounds, can act like lingering toxins within the body. Even if the mind might temporarily forget those pressures, the body will still remember and react to them on a biological level. Behavioral science and medicine have found a clear link between chronic negative emotional states and many health problems. For instance, prolonged stress and anxiety can contribute to causing or worsening digestive disorders like irritable bowel syndrome, IBS. People who constantly live in anger or have a hostile attitude are at higher risk of developing cardiovascular diseases and high blood pressure. Even chronic conditions like headaches, back pain, or autoimmune diseases are sometimes related to suppressed emotions or deep psychological wounds. Fundamentally, prolonged negative emotions can weaken the body's immune system, making us more susceptible to illness. With this understanding, learning how to manage and process emotions in a healthy way is no longer just general advice, but a practical and effective health strategy. Perhaps it's even more important than adhering to a strict diet or using dietary supplements. Those who get angry easily and frequently experience negative emotions are the ones most at risk of harming their health through emotional reactions. Holistic health requires a balance between physical and mental well-being. Start by building harmonious and healthy relationships, not just with others like family, friends, colleagues, but most importantly, with yourself. When the soul is peaceful, less disturbed by anger or worry, and surrounding relationships are harmonious, the burden on the body will significantly decrease. This helps the immune system become stronger and creates a solid foundation for a life full of vitality and free from illness. Mastering the inner world is the essential step towards mastering one's own health. Health and good fortune originate from a peaceful soul. The profound principle of nurturing well-being doesn't just lie in diet or exercise, but originates from calming and finding peace within the soul. A calm inner state helps boost your body's vital energy and resilience, supporting overall health and contributing to longevity. This vital energy is the basic foundation for physical health. When the mind is peaceful, this energy is abundant, helping the body stay healthy, and illness cannot invade. Conversely, being constantly in a state of negativity, frustration,
and anger is the greatest barrier to both inner peace and good fortune in life. Hot-headedness doesn't just cause you discomfort and stress, but also brings suffering and trouble to those around you. More importantly, when negative temperament dominates, it seems to create an energy that pushes away good things and opportunities. Good fortune and blessings are unlikely to find their way to an internal environment full of anger and dissatisfaction. Everyone has emotions, and expressing one's temper can be instinctual. However, the ability to restrain, adjust, and master your emotional reactions is a sign of true capability and maturity. A truly capable person is not someone who never gets angry, but someone who knows how to handle anger constructively or not let it take control. Instead of reacting impulsively like a powder keg, easily pushing themselves away from opportunities, calm individuals create an energy that attracts all good things. Only when you learn to release the grip of hot-headed temperament, calm your soul, and move towards inner peace, do you open up the space for good fortune and good things to appear. Cultivating a good temperament is a practical path to improving health, attracting opportunities, and living a more fulfilling life. That is the act of taking control of your destiny through mastering your inner world. A calm temperament is the most powerful calling card that determines destiny. As you mature, your temperament is not just a personal trait, but becomes the most important factor shaping your life and destiny. The deepest wisdom doesn't lie in how much you know, but in the ability to maintain inner peace and a stable, calm temperament. While youth may be full of passion and the desire to achieve miracles, life experience teaches us that it is precisely calmness, the ability to master emotions, that is the enduring strength helping us reach far and overcome challenges. A hot-headed, impulsive temperament is like a major obstacle on the path to success, while a gentle mindset is a driving force pushing you forward steadily. Truly talented and intelligent people often go hand in hand with a calm demeanor, allowing them to think clearly, make right decisions, and handle problems effectively even under pressure. Conversely, no matter how talented you are or how high your starting point, if you allow yourself to become a slave to your emotions, it will be difficult to achieve lasting success, and you will often encounter unnecessary dead ends. Let's look at the story of Mr. Thompson, a successful businessman. In his youth, he founded a factory and received a large order, but suddenly the partner canceled the contract. Anger flared up. He wanted to confront them harshly, but after thinking, he controlled his emotions. He brought the product to meet the partner again with a gentle and professional attitude. Although it didn't change the decision to cancel the contract, his calmness and respectful behavior made a strong impression, helping him get introduced to many new clients, creating an important stepping stone for his career later on. Mr. Thompson always upheld the principle, serious in business, gentle with people. In his book, he also tells about a manager who ruined a contract because he argued with a client. Instead of scolding, Mr. Thompson gently asked him to learn from the experience and prepare better. Precisely this tolerance and lack of anger made the manager feel grateful, work his utmost, and eventually regain the contract. Mr. Thompson's story demonstrates that a good temperament, tolerance, and the ability to master emotions are a universal pass in life. It not only helps build good relationships and attract opportunities in one's career, but also brings peace to the soul, contributing to good health and a fulfilling, self-possessed life. From ancient times until today, gentleness and calmness have been seen as the mark of a blessed person. Hot-tempered, easily angered individuals often seem to lack such fortune. As Zen teachings say, misfortune and fortune have no fixed gate. They are entirely self-invited. This profound truth means that disaster or blessings aren't random. They are ultimately the results of one's own cultivation and inner state. By mastering your temperament, you hold on to your luck and accumulate blessings. Starting today, strive to become a person with a good temperament. Use tolerance instead of calculation and calmness instead of anger. Only when your heart is consistently joyful, free from sorrow and anger, can you truly achieve ease and serenity in life.